What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and today we're taking a look at the legendary Travis Scott Fortnite collab. This video takes us all the way back to April of 2020, back when everybody was stuck inside during the COVID lockdowns. And as you'll see from these upcoming tweets here, Travis did advertise the collaboration as well as the upcoming 6-day event. If you didn't know, essentially what ended up happening is there was a limited edition merch run for this that we'll go ahead and take a look at here in just a second. And in addition to the merch, we actually got a really cool event inside the game of Fortnite itself. Now this is actual footage from the Fortnite event, and as you can see, we've got a really big Travis Scott doing a performance of some of his songs, such as Sicko Mode, Goosebumps, and Highest in the Room, among many others. Now, the coolest thing about this Travis Scott Fortnite concert, in my opinion, is the fact that they actually debuted a new song for Travis, which ended up being the song The Scotts, which featured Kid Cudi. And for those of you that didn't know, Kid Cudi is like Travis Scott's biggest inspiration, even how he got the Scott in his name, which comes from Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi's first name. And before I go any further, I just wanted to shout out some of my real ones here who recommended the Fortnite collab video. I love seeing all of your guys' comments, so while you're here, go ahead and like and subscribe, and let me know what else you guys would like to see. I appreciate all of you that watch these videos, and let me know if you actually copped anything from this Travis Scott Fortnite collaboration. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out is on the actual game of Fortnite, they did have the skin available. And for those of you that aren't familiar, you could basically buy the skin, which would allow you to look like Travis. And I also wanted to point out that he was, of course, wearing his signature and legendary reverse swoosh Air Jordan 1s. And as far as any future Travis Scott returns to Fortnite, the CEO of the company was asked if Travis Scott was blackballed, and he ended up saying that Travis Scott is welcome in Fortnite as most recently as July of 2023, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him in the game again. Now, like I mentioned earlier in this video, this takes us back to the drop, which occurred all the way back in March of 2020. Now, to start off this Travis Scott Fortnite collab, as you can see, we did have some vinyls that were available, and personally, I think that they're really hard. If you couldn't tell from the actual logo, this is another collaboration with the Cause brand, and as we've seen from Utopia, Travis most recently collaborated with them for that drop as well as the Fragment release. As you can see on the artwork, you see that traditional X'd out eyes, which is very typical of the Cause brand, and I think it's pretty sick. Now, when it comes to my favorite pieces from this drop, I of course have to mention the action figures which dropped, which were also part of the skins that are available on the Fortnite game. Now, as you can see, if you want to cop them today, they're not much more expensive than they were for retail, so definitely look into it, and I think it's a cool piece of history, even if you're not that into Fortnite. Now, next up, we have an actual Nerf gun, which I think is pretty sick because it's modeled after the AR gun on Fortnite. And as you can see, the shipping on it is actually insane, given that this video at the time would have been posted or dropped in April of 2020. Shipping would allegedly begin all the way in October of 2020, so that's a nice 6-month gap. If you actually ended up picking this up, let me know in the comments, and let me know if it did actually take half a year for them to actually ship it, because I think that's pretty insane. Now, as you can see, the Nerf gun does feature 20 darts for you to shoot out, which I think is pretty sick. And if you wanted to purchase it for today, you can actually get it below retail, which I think is a really cool piece to pick up, especially if you're into Travis and, of course, Fortnite. Now, personally, I didn't pick this up when it first dropped, but I remember seeing it and I thought that it was pretty sick. As we'll see with most of these pieces here, and although some of them will say that they're sold out, most of the tees, if not all of them, retail for about $45, and they had anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks shipping on it. And one other thing I wanted to point out is that Travis referred to this drop as the Astronomical Fortnite Collab, so you'll see some pieces here in just a little bit that are definitely themed after this. You'll see the map from the actual Fortnite game and the mention of course, a meteor that came, which is relative to the performance. Now, we do see some stuff like a mouse pad and some other pieces that are themed, of course, after this collaboration. As we've seen from my merch videos, with any great Travis Scott merch drop, we've got to have a rug. Personally, I think this one is pretty dope, and the price is pretty consistent with $250, and I like how it's themed after the original PlayStation logo. Personally, I haven't been able to pick up any of these blankets that we see, but I think that they're pretty hard. And now we've got another iteration of the Scott's music-related items like vinyl, and personally, I think it's really sick. I think that Travis and the Cause brand definitely have a cool relationship, and I think it's so cool that we're able to see more of these collaborations. Now, this shirt's one of my favorites just because if you're familiar with the meme of Travis Scott holding up the mic, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about and exactly what that meme origin is. Now, I know a lot of these pieces say that they're sold out, but I was able to do some more research when it comes to the prices, and they were varying anywhere from $45 for the tees and up to $65 for the polo. We saw a diamond picking axe, which is pretty similar to what we'd see in the game of Fortnite. We've got a nice little Cactus Jack hat there. And of course, we've got some more the Scott's related music items. And let me know if you picked up any of these vinyls. I think if you're a vinyl collector, you definitely have a lot on your hands when it comes to Travis Scott merch and albums. And I also wanted to point out that this piece right here is pretty hard. I think it's like inspired by that Russian type of alphabet style. And let me know what you guys think about it. Now, these next few tees, like I mentioned, are themed after the actual drop, and this is some gamer-themed thing for Cactus Jack. We've got a shaker cup, which you can use to work out and mix your protein drinks, and it's also glow in the dark. Now, when it comes to the piece I regret not picking up the most, I think it's definitely this Cactus Jack beanie. Personally, I love those flames, and it's something that I've seen other brands utilize as well, but on the Cactus Jack collaboration, I think it's especially hard. Now, I also wanted to highlight the rest of these tees here, and as you can see, we've got some more variation, but also some similarities to some of the merch that we saw earlier. Personally, I can't believe that it's already been 3 years since this Travis Scott Fortnite collab, and it's kind of crazy how till this day people still refer to him as the Fortnite guy, despite all of the other insane contributions and collaborations that he has had. Now, one piece of merch I'm always jealous of and dying to pick up but don't really get to wear that much because I live in Florida is any kind of winter wear or crew necks. I personally think that the Utopia hoodies that we saw weren't the best, although A2 was pretty fire, and I do wish that we had some more variation as we end up seeing throughout most of these collaborations and drops. Now, these next two pieces I think are pretty innovative when it comes to merch, and I've never seen anything like it. As you can see, they sold these little Cactus Jack thumb covers for the joysticks when it comes to both your PlayStation and Xbox controllers, and they had this little thing that you could rest your hands on when you type on your keyboard, which I think is actually really sick, and it makes sense when it comes to gaming. And let me know in the comments if you actually picked up any of those things and if you still use them to this day. And one thing I can't stress enough from all of these Travis Scott merch review videos, if you can't tell, is that this man and his team definitely are the kings of merch. I think it's so insane that they're able to turn any type of collaboration and event into an opportunity to drop some fire merch, and we always see some cool inspired pieces. And to be real, I honestly miss a lot of that tie-dye inspired stuff that came with the Astroworld era, and let me know in the comments if you feel the same. Now, these next couple of pieces I think are pretty dope, and we'll see the real price here in just a moment, but they're Cactus Jack gaming related pieces, and I actually remember seeing these pieces available at SneakerCons when I went. Now, with any great collaboration, of course, we had to have a beanie, and personally, I think that this hat right here is pretty dope to round off this drop. Now, like I did mention, I was able to find some more pricing, so these are just some more prices of some pieces that were initially sold out in the previous parts of this video, along with those gaming jerseys that we just saw. The beanie was also $45, and personally, if I could go back in time, there's definitely some cool pieces that I would have picked up, and let me know in the comments if you agree. And honestly, when I look back at the actual collaboration, I don't understand all of the hate that Travis Scott gets for it. Yeah, Fortnite might not be for everybody, but I actually think it was raw that he ended up doing this concert in the game, especially when everybody was stuck inside and not able to go to actual shows. If you made it this far in the video, let me know what your overall thoughts are, and if you also like this era. Personally, like I said, I can't believe it's already been 3 years since this Fortnite collaboration, but I am very happy with Utopia so far, and let me know what else you guys would like to see. As always, guys, thank you so much for checking out these videos. Thank you for cooking with the kitchen. Stay safe, guys. It's lit. Straight up. Peace.